Chairman Sablan, Ranking Member Allen, and members of the committee, Hafide, Tiro, and thank you for the opportunity to share our experiences from the Commonwealth of the Northern Marianas as we work together to recover after the devastation of a super typhoon 7 months ago. Super Typhoon U2 hit the CNMI on October 24th, 2018, with sustained winds in excess of 200 miles per hour. The 20-mile white eye of U2 passed over the islands of Tinian and Saipan. It used to be in the last 3 years we were hit by a super typhoon. Climate change is happening, and it matters that we act immediately. The federal government should act to slow and reverse our human impact on our environment. If we don't, we first risk losing our beautiful islands like ours. The frequency of super typhoon and their increased size and sustained wind forces require change in how we build our schools, how we build our homes, our airports, and our seaports. They must be built sustainably and in an economically responsible manner so that we do not have to continue to start anew each time a new disaster occurs. Out of 20 public schools in the CNMI, over half were damaged by the typhoon. We have 5 schools that require major repairs, such as rewiring, re-roofing, replacement of doors, windows, air conditioner repairs, replacement, loss of computers, textbooks, student chairs, and tables. Our largest middle school, Hopwood, is conducting classes in 42 tents because it is completely destroyed. The tents, which resemble a military camp, are a temporary solution, but could totally be blown away by the next typhoon. What we need are reinforced concrete schools that can withstand sustained super typhoon winds in excess of 200 miles per hour. The estimated cost to build a new Hopwood is roughly about $40 million. Another school, Dauk Academy, is housed temporarily in a tin building while we await reconstruction or relocation of those students. 7 months after the storm, we still have 5 schools operating on double sessions. Double session means students attend school for the first half of the day, and the other set of students may use the same building for the second half of the day. This is especially difficult for working families who need to figure out who will watch their children and for the other half of the day. Double session also means double driving for our school bus drivers, which results in more school bus downtime for repairs and students arriving late to school and late to return to their homes. The CNMI public school system spent $1.8 million on clearing debris from 18 schools and 8 Head Start centers on Tinian and Saipan, and in caring for families using schools as shelters before, during, and after the typhoon. We estimate about $24 million to be received from FEMA to restore broken classroom buildings at Hopwood Middle School to their previous condition, which means tin roof buildings. Let's remember that we lost tin roofs in most of the school buildings during Super Typhoon U2. Tin roof buildings are not sustainable in super typhoon conditions. To date, we have received reimbursement from FEMA of just over $750,000. In addition, we have estimated about $60 million in repairs to be made at our schools, but are still waiting final approval of project worksheets from FEMA. We have our estimates. These repairs cannot be made until FEMA approves the project worksheets. Tourism is our Commonwealth's main industry with over 550,000 visitors each year. Our airports were closed to commercial traffic for over a month after the typhoon, and tourist arrivals are off by 40% since the beginning of this calendar, according to Marianas Visitors Authority, which tracks arrivals each month and hotel room occupancy and room rates. This drop in tourism has a big impact on the amount of funds currently available to support public education in the CNMI this fiscal year and next fiscal year. As a result of decreased local revenues, we are now taking about 15% budget cut this year as well as next fiscal year. This on top of the fact that we still do not have the federal funds to make necessary school infrastructure repairs. We urgently need disaster relief funds from FEMA and the Community Development Block Grant disaster relief funds so that we can make school repairs in the summer when school is out of session beginning this June through August with a reopening of September 3rd. We need a faster response from our FEMA federal partners, FEMA and CDBG DR. We are able to secure a Project SURF grant of $1.1 million a month after the storm from the U.S. Department of Education. The Project SURF grant pays for grief counselors for our students and teachers who have suffered losses as a result of Super Typhoon U2. Overtime for our bus drivers who are working double session, substitute teachers to replace teachers who left the island after the devastation of U2, and rental space for our school, Dauk Academy. Project SERVE has been a big and timely help, yet 7 months have come and gone, and we are still waiting for our FEMA cost estimates and approved project worksheets for school repairs.
Commissioner, thank you. Your testimony will be, a full testimony will be entered into the record, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
I now